Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing well. Back with a shipping video. I know for some of you, you already know how to ship. This is going to be elementary maybe for you if you've been doing this for so long. Some of you probably are longer than I have, probably better at shipping than I am. But I actually had a lot of people that follow my channel that have asked me that, how do you ship these small things? What are you using? Where are you getting your stuff from? So I've gone ahead and created a video that shipped out a bunch of stuff from one weekend, mostly smalls, a couple of little bit bigger items, but nothing really oversized or anything like that. And I kind of show what supplies I used and kind of how I did it. I tried to speed up the video so it's not super long. And hopefully, like I said, for some of you that don't really need this, you always don't have to watch. I'll still get back to my normal what sold videos and all that, and the hauls, and hopefully ride along footage, stuff like that. But right now, this is for those who kind of wanted to see the shipping and how it works. There are affiliate links, I know, trying to make a few pennies if anyone wants to buy anything. If not, though, that's okay. And always do your own research. Just because I buy this doesn't mean there aren't other good deals out there, other good quality products. And also, there are other ways to ship things. So just because I'm doing it this way doesn't mean it's right. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just showing you what I do because I try to be transparent with my videos, show you the good, the bad, the ugly, what's working, what's not working, and hopefully it can help you in the long run if possible. At least, maybe what not to do, maybe what to do, or maybe at the very least be entertaining. By the way, I need a haircut. It's just like, it looks hideous. So I keep it usually pretty short, but I've been doing too much work and I haven't been taking the time to get my haircut. So make sure in my next video I have a haircut, and if I don't, you guys need to be roasting me because you should not let your hair look like this. This is not good. Either way, hope you enjoyed the video. Ask me if you have questions, comments, concerns, all that good stuff, and take care. Hi everyone, this is the shipping part of the video. Hopefully you saw the intro. I'm showing this for some people who want to see how I pack and ship things. I'm speeding up a little bit so we don't waste a ton of time. So there's some printer ink. It's going in one of my bubble mailers. Hopefully I'll flash on the screen. You guys can see which one it is. It's also in the description, the ones that I buy. I like the ones with like the little poly outside instead of the paper ones. They seem to do a little bit better. That's going to go first class, super light, under 16 ounces, and it has a box around it, so I don't need extra protection. Here are some DVDs. They are sealed, but only sold for about 18 bucks for 3 of them. Because of that, they're going media mail. I'm just going to throw them again in the same bubble mailer, close it up, and write down what the name of the item is, and then I actually hand them to my wife, and she ends up printing the labels for me. So I'm fortunate to have her to help. But with that one, again, it's not worth too much. I want to make sure it's quick and easy to ship, so I just throw it in the bubble mailer, and we're good to go. Don't know what I'm doing here. I guess I'm pulling a PS3 game. This one I think probably sold for 15 or 16 bucks. Same bubble mailer, turn it sideways, throw it in there, kind of half it so it makes it a little more compact, and then I go ahead and write the name on it. This is how I ship all my CD-based games, unless it's something super rare. If it's like a $40 game, I'll probably put it in a box just to be safe. If it's, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, I'll probably just chance it and throw it in one of these. Here's another one, a 360 game, same thing. All to do is you saw me open it up. I was just checking it to make sure the disc didn't have any smudges or nothing that I missed. So I went ahead and got those. Here's another item, a bunch of books. These are Lizzie McGuire books. I think I sold it for like 14 bucks. Not a whole lot. They were free, but they're going media mail, so super cheap to ship because you're getting the good media discount. But I don't want to put them in a box just because it's just more time and work. I'm throwing them in a bubble mailer. I figure they're paperback, pretty light, already are not in great condition, and this is actually enough protection for them. They are books. They only sold for 14 bucks. So I go ahead and put them in here. I'm going to put some extra tape on it, I think, just to make sure it stays shut, and I do. I write the name of it on there, and that's going to go media. I don't think it's going to get inspected by the post office because it actually feels like books if you feel it. If it'll feel like books, so it should be good to go, and it's going to be pretty light. There was my dog in the corner, you could probably see. That's Peanut. She's a crazy dog. We rescued her, but she's part of the family now, so you'll see her from now and again. Here's some inks. They probably could have gone in a padded bubble mailer like the other one I shipped out, but they don't have a box with them, so I decided to go ahead and put them in a box just for safety purposes. They sold for about 20-something bucks. I'm not going to bubble wrap them. I'm just going to wrap them in some packing paper. That should also be in the description of what I use. I buy it in like 50-yard rolls or something like that, or 50 pounds maybe it is. And I just use it sparingly, not sparingly, but I use it quite a bit actually. Go ahead, double check the box, and then I write on what it is. Here's an item. This is a little bit heavier. This is actually a padded item that's going to go padded flat rate. It's a bunch of sealed 8mm cassettes, 6 of them, sold for like 26, 27 bucks, something like that. Because it sold for a little bit more, and even though they're sealed, I want to make sure these are protected because they could easily break, even though they're wrapped up like that. So I'm throwing a little extra bubble wrap on them. I need more tape, so I walk off the screen. But any item over the pound mark, as long as it's going to fit into a padded flat rate, that's usually going to be your next option. So they ship for like $7.33. They're awesome. They already have obviously a bubble inside, and then you can put extra padding if you need. And they can go up to I think 70 pounds. So this one meets that criteria. It's over the pound. It doesn't go media mail, though it is a cassette because it doesn't have any media on it. So this one goes padded flat rate at $7.33. An extra piece of tape. I'm a little anal about some of my packages, so I'll always go a little crazy with the tape, but that one's good to go. This is a pusher for a food processor. It's a big one actually. It's a first class item. It only weighs like 7 ounces or something like that, but I want to make sure it's protected. I don't really have a box that's perfect for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it in some bubble wrap. I have trouble getting the seam and I'm impatient, so I just rip it. You should be more patient, but go ahead and tape it together, wrap it up nicely with some extra bubble wrap. I'm not going to go cheap when I'm packing stuff up if I can avoid it, because I want to make sure the item's going to be safe. So this one is nice and wrapped up. We're going to throw it in a bigger bubble mailer. I have these bigger ones here. Again, hopefully you'll see in the description, or maybe I'll have it on the screen. These are the ones that are a little bit bigger. They're great for larger books and bigger items like this. So I go ahead and tape it up and it's good to go. And it still only weighs like 8 ounces or something like that, so I'll get a good first class price. Here's an iPhone box. I'm only sold for like 8 or 9 bucks, 10 bucks. Anything that's selling this low, I don't want a lot of time invested into shipping it up. I want it to be quick. So it goes in a bubble mailer, a little piece of tape, and it's on its way. That's how you want those cheap items. You don't want to waste a lot of time. We actually missed a little clip here because my GoPro had a corrupt file, so we jumped right in and we're already packing up. I think this is a remote. It sold for like 30 or 40 bucks though, so I didn't want to put it in a bubble mailer. I end up wrapping it up and then put it in this box here. That's an 8x6x4. And again, some remotes, if they're 10 or 15 bucks, I'll bubble wrap them and then put them in a mailer. This one's a little bit higher end. I didn't want to have any chances of it getting broken. Here's one of my shop manuals I've been selling. That's why I love these big bubble mailers. They're perfect for the bigger books. They slide right in. I fold it over, put some tape. They go medium mail. They have a little extra protection. They don't really need bubble wrap. They're just a little book, but it does kind of tighten up the package a little bit, make it more secure, and just write the name on there, and that one's good to go as well. And you can probably see there's still some stuff to go here. This is a Sunday packing, so there's like 20 or something items. Here's another manual, same thing, a little bit thicker. I just shove it in there. I don't know what I'm doing here. I go off screen, so I apologize. Usually I'm watching YouTube. I don't know. You might see my tablet in the corner here. I'm usually watching someone on YouTube while I pack up. It just gives me, kind of keeps me entertained, and also maybe I pick some up along the way. Oh, I ended up putting a piece of cardboard in this one. That's what it was. This one sold for a little bit more money. It sold for like 50 or 60 bucks, I think. And because of that, and it was a higher end one, I actually put a piece of cardboard to kind of solidify up the packaging even more so. That way no one will try to bend it or anything. So, and you're not going to get tagged for media mail. As long as the cardboard doesn't have any advertising on it, you should be okay just throwing a piece in there. So again, that's going media mail probably for a couple bucks. And they're most likely not going to open it and inspect the package because they can already feel that it's a book. Usually when you have a large box that's heavy, they may want to inspect it to see if there's something in there. Here's a shirt. You can see it's prepackaged in one of my nice plastic bags that I have. I wrap, I buy these. They have like the warning label on there, the one that choking hazard and all that. But I put all my clothes in there, wrap up, and I actually fold them and put them in these littler poly mailers. The reason being, I like them being a little more compact like this. I feel like for some reason they're less likely to get caught in one of the machines. Sometimes the thin ones seem to get caught. So I just put it in there, put a piece of tape, write it on, fold it over. When it comes out, they just have to unfold it. It still looks presentable in the nice plastic. Here's a bigger item. It's a keyboard. Some people don't like to ship the bigger stuff. This isn't what I would consider big, but it's starting to get big. It comes with its own styrofoam in there, so you could probably just ship it as it is, put it in a poly mailer, and you probably could get away with it. Some people would. It already has a box to protect it, and it's kind of held inside the box, like held up and just supported in there. I throw some paper just to make the box a little bit more with less air kind of in there, and to keep it a little more compact. That way if something does push on, it doesn't drop all the way to the keys. And then I'm going to take some bubble wrap and wrap the box. Again, you don't probably have to do this part. You probably could have got away with just a poly mailer around it, but because I included the box, I'm going to go ahead and just put a little extra bubble wrap on it. It probably cost me, 50 cents, maybe less, I don't know, for the bubble wrap. And I think it'll look a little better, and it does protect the item a little bit more. Because of the size, it doesn't really fit in a shoebox, one of the Priority Mail shoe boxes, which you can look them up on USPS's website. They're great for the kind of more narrow items like shoes. They're called a shoe box because they're for shoes, but other things can fit in them. This one, I didn't really have a great box for either. I didn't want to make a box that's going to add too much weight. It only sold for like 29 bucks. So what I end up doing is putting it in one of my bigger poly mailers. I think this is the 14 by 19 or something like that. Again, I'll put on the screen hopefully, or it should be in the description. On this one, I just put it up in there and then kind of fold it over and make it nice and compact, and just tape it. Again, because I'm a little anal with the tape, I put some extra tape there just to kind of hold it shut. And by extra, I mean a ton. So you don't have to do this much tape. This is just, like I said, I get a little paranoid about things, so you don't need to run your business that way. It is extra money. I'm just super anal about it. But it looks nice. It's got a nice protective, waterproof coating on it now, essentially. Nothing's going to get it. I've shipped board games like this, and some people complain that it's not enough padding, but because of the value of the item and it already had its own box, I think it was plenty. We're moving on to, I think, a bigger item here. This will probably be the books that we're looking at. You can probably see them up there. You should be able to at the top of the screen. These are Goosebumps. And this is an 11 by 11 by 6. It's from Uline. I found all these in a dumpster by my church. I was going back there to put away some cardboard, and there were like 100 of these boxes from one of the companies around there. We lost another piece of the footage there, but basically I put it in there, made sure it fit, and then I put some of that packing paper again. That's a sticker that's on the side of the box from the company. I tried to peel it off. I should have used a heat gun and it would have come out a lot better, but I just ended up peeling it and it made it work. And I'll actually go ahead, I'll put a little white label over that I use for my printing labels just to cover it up. That's an 11 by 6. It's going medium mail, so weight and size isn't a huge deal on this one because it's going to be pretty cheap. There is a chance this one gets opened up because they don't know exactly what's inside. One of my there's my son's hand right there trying to get the pen sneaking in there. Another reason why there's no sound from the actual packing, I'm doing the voiceover, is because he's always with me when I'm packing, and he makes a lot of noise and he bangs stuff around and he wants to sing and sometimes he wants to cry, and he's just a cute little guy, but he makes a lot of noise and it's not really conducive to making a video. Also, and here's a little intermission here, I think I'm going to find one more item. Also, some people hate the sound of the tape gun constantly, and mine's super old and the tape sometimes comes off super loud, so I try to just do the voiceover instead. But with the media mail package, guys, the reason I like books so much, if you've heard me talk about it, is because they ship at the media rate and it's so cheap that, you can have a big heavy thing of books. It only costs you 10, 12 bucks to ship, and it would cost you 30 bucks to ship priority. So because of that, it makes it a lot easier to offer free shipping. You kind of know what your cost is going to be, and therefore you can factor it into the price and usually do okay. This is a Nintendo 64 headset. It was like a little headset set up. It doesn't have all the parts, it just has the headset part. It's missing the receiver that goes with it. It only sold for 20 bucks. It does go first class, but this is not an item I want to put in a bubble mailer. It could easily break. It's kind of flimsy as it is, and a collector's buying it obviously for Nintendo. Even though it's in not the greatest shape, I know it's going to someone who's just going to collect it because it is listed sold as is for parts because it doesn't appear to work. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a little extra bubble wrap here. Even though it's only a $20 item, again, I want to make sure my buyer's happy, and I don't want to deal with a complaint or a return or something because something broke. At least not because I made a mistake. So a little bit of bubble wrap. It fits into the box pretty tight. Doesn't need anything else. This is an 8x6x4. A couple pieces of tape, and this one is good to go as well. I love the boxes, these little ones, the 8x6x4. There's another little one before that, I think, that the ink went in. That was a 6x4x4. They're from the Boxery. Really great vendor. The boxes are pretty good quality for what you pay for. and you can buy them in bulk, like 50. I buy them like usually in little stacks of 100, and they always are free shipping. It's like 20 something bucks for 100 of them for the small ones. So those are always pretty good. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. We have a little bit left. I think we have one more item to pack up, and I'm looking for it right now. I prefer to let the video keep running, though, rather than going ahead and closing it out, just so I could keep talking. That seems to be what it is when you have a YouTube channel. It's an excuse for you to always talk to people. Hopefully they listen and respond back in the comments. But I hope you enjoy it. I know this isn't really for everybody. A lot of you are already doing the business. You're already making the money. You're already shipping stuff. This is just second nature to you. And again, there are 1,000 ways to do different things when it comes to shipping. I'm not saying my way is the best, the perfect. You can disagree with it, and I don't take offense to it. This is how I do it. You can look at my feedback. I have pretty good success. At least most people are putting comments about fast shipping, good packing, and things like that, so I feel like I'm doing something right. There probably are some corners that could be cut, some areas you could kind of remove stuff and do a little bit better, save some money, or maybe even do it even better than I'm doing it. So if you want to do that, and you can, by all means, go for it. And the packing supplies I use are not the only ones. There are so many options out there. This is just what I use. This is what works for me. Feel free to kind of do what you feel is best. We're back again. This is another manual. This is a Kia Sportage, a bigger one. This sold for like 40 or 50 bucks. It's thick, but it still fits in these mailers. And again, I love these bubble mailers. I use them for big books. Like I said, the little books that I stacked up together, even like a stuffed animal, a Care Bear, I'll throw it in here, and even though it's